What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Creative Rise podcast. Today, we're talking about something that's going to help you limit revisions, have much happier clients, and have more opportunity for more work with your current or existing clients, which is really important. So this is actually a conversation that we had today with one of our clients.
Yeah, we literally just did this. We just
like an hour
jumped
ago. We
off
just got
of a
off
client
a content
review
call. And we also are in week 2 of the 6-week Creative Rise Mastermind. And last week, week 1, we had an awesome group call to round out the week of the first week of the 6-week Creative Rise Mastermind. 36 businesses from all over Australia, Canada, and the US, building these 6 pillars of a 6-figure business foundation over the next 6 weeks. And last week was week 1. It was a killer start. We had so much fun. But somebody asked a question. They said, hey, Joey and Christy, you're helping me learn how to price my work for my value, not my time. But I've got a question, because what happens when a client comes back and says, I want 10 hours of revisions, and they keep revising stuff, and you're like, gosh, I'm not getting paid anymore because I flat rate priced the project for my value rather than having an hour count, and I could just keep counting my hours. And they're like, what do I do in that situation? Because I tend to get a lot of revisions. And our answer was, well, that's not a revision problem. It's what you're doing prior to actually either shooting the content and prior to delivering the content. That is the most important thing. And so we've got a really good process for that. We want to break that down today. It's going to help you get less revision requests, more opportunity with clients in terms of they're going to want to get you to do more jobs for them. And you're just going to have way more stoked clients, which is really good. So
yeah, it's awesome.
Week 1's been amazing though.
It has. We are celebrating. We're now in our second week of round 14 of the Creative Rise Masterminds, but we just finished week 1, which was so much fun. We had so many wins from week 1, from literally just days into the mastermind, people getting these awesome wins. It's firing up the community. So Joey's going to shout out a few of those wins from some incredible people.
Yeah, we got some amazing wins this week, guys. So again, the 6-week Creative Rise Mastermind is 36 businesses in the photo space, the video space, the design space, the social media management space from all over the world. But shout out to Francisco and Erica. They did $500 last month. Brand new business that are starting up as a video agency. Last month, they did $500. This last week 1 of the 6-week Creative Rise Mastermind, they did $6,000.
Crazy.
Come on. So
Let's
what
go.
they did was they took a bunch of the offers that we were exposing everybody to and said, hey, these are really great offers that are working. They started to piece them together, and they started to take those offers to clients they were already in conversation with. And with a little bit of support on the sales side, they have now closed $6,000 in
They're
just
crushing
1 week,
it.
when last month was $500. So huge shout out to Francisco and Erica. Will Bones, shout out to you, Will. Will is from Texas. Will just locked in his first ever $2,600 per month retainer for photo, video, social media content, and then managing the socials, which is sick. He's super
Such a
stoked
good
about
offer.
that. We're pumped about that. Shout out to Stephanie from Nashville. She helps music artists with all their content strategy, their creative direction, and getting all their content up on their socials to help really market their music. And Stephanie just locked in a brand new $1,200 per month retainer. So shout out to you, Stephanie. Amanda from the Gemma Social just locked in a new wedding content creation package for $1,300 for a wedding upcoming, which is so cool, guys.
Yeah.
Content creation is so good. It is a smaller tier in terms of price right now, but man, I really think wedding content creation for the people that stick with it, because it's such a fast growing industry, is going to be at like $5,000, $6,000, even $10,000 per wedding in the next 2 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think
So
about,
good.
but it's going to be. So we're super stoked about that. Here's one last thing we want to do too, before we jump on into what we're going to be talking about today. We also want to shout out some grad community wins.
Yes.
So Christy, tell them about the grad community real quick.
Yes. So it is only available to people who have graduated the 6-week Creative Rise Mastermind. And so we've got a bunch of people in our grad community. They're like our people. I'm like, this is our community. It runs all year long. It's so much fun. But we've got some incredible people and celebrating some incredible wins from literally just this last month.
Who are killing it. So these are all mastermind grads through round 1 through 13. We have so many wins to share every week. I've just picked a few from this week. But shout out to Amber. Amber locked in a $1,500 brand contract for 15 photos.
Let's go, Amber.
That's a pretty good rate for 15 photos. Shout out to you, Amber. It's a brand deal. Whitney, shout out to Whitney, locked down a $16,500 deal for phase 1 of a big project. She says it's going to be a few days of filming together, lots of content, and then edit half of that content into short form videos and the rest into a bigger video. I want to give a shout out to the pricing calculator. It's been so helpful with the numbers. So thank you, and Joey and Christy,
shout out
for
to
building
the free
that.
pricing
Shout
calculator.
out to that. If you do not have the free Creative Rise pricing calculator, go to creativerise.com/pricing calculator, or just hit the link in our bio and description of Instagram, or just go to the description of this podcast. You'll also find that it's a free tool. Spent a lot of money on developing for you. There's actually a version 2 of it coming soon, so get stoked about that. But totally free. Shout out to Owen. Owen's from Missoula, Montana. He did $14,250 in one deal. It's a 3-month retainer for $4,750 per month. And he says, this was another brand that tried to push trade for product on me for my content. So I really tried to overcome that objection by leaning into the benefits of paid work rather than what free creatives give you, and the strategy that comes with actually paying somebody and how it's going to help their business. He goes, I attached a screenshot below for reference of the actual conversation for our whole community to read and for people to get value from. He says, hold your ground, guys, which I love. And last but not least, shout out to Mitch Grzat. He says, after implementing a bunch of the strategies from this recent workshop, I was able to upsell a client for a Reels package from $2,000 to $5,000, which is over 100% growth on a package, which is amazing. So, cool. Killer upsell, Mitch. Super proud of you, dude.
Yeah. And finally, congrats to Dagan, who's in the grad community. Just hit his first 6-figure year, just crossed that mark, and it's not even the end of the year yet. So congratulations, Dagan.
We actually get to hang out with Dagan. We do have a podcast coming with Dagan soon if we shoot in person. He's coming to Yosemite.
We're going to hang out in Yosemite. He's going to be like climbing El Capitan. We'll be at the bottom watching him do it. It'll be great. It'll be great. So it's going to be fun.
So anyways, guys, it's been an awesome couple of weeks and so much is going on. But Christy, why don't you tell them about the project we recently shot? Tell them about the content review call we had today. And then we're going to get into how we run one of them, why you want them. Yeah. And we're going to get into just how to avoid revisions holistically,
like the plague,
from start to finish of a process of working with a brand.
Yeah, well,
or a wedding.
First of all, there's no worse feeling than feeling like you're delivering something and you have no idea what the client's going to think about it. Like, I think that was where most creatives sit. That's where I sat for so many years of just like hoping and praying that they like it, or hoping and praying that we really got it, nailed it, whatever.
Especially when it's expensive.
Especially when it's expensive, or when it's someone's wedding day.
$5,000, yeah, $10,000. This project we were doing recently was over that. Like, it is a weird feeling to be like, okay, I'm just gonna click send. This company's put $15,000, $20,000, $5,000 into this project, right? And I have no idea if they're gonna like it.
Yeah,
it's not a good spot.
And thankfully, we've honed a process now where we try to eliminate that as much as possible. Like pre-shoot, we try to eliminate that as much as possible. Post-shoot, we try to eliminate that as much as possible. So, for instance, the campaign we did last weekend, we're delivering it in basically just over 1 week, which we love that turnaround time for a business. But this is a hydration company based in Southern California. Great founder. We worked with them on a campaign about a little over a year ago when they had very first launched. We kind of helped bring them to market, which was really cool.
Helped them launch. It wasn't just a campaign. It was like
it was like their whole thing.
Social strategy. We were building their brand. We were doing their photo and video.
Exactly. But really cool. We did a campaign for them a year ago. But as we all know, things in business change over a year, right? Like things change of style, things change of what they're looking for, what they're trying to communicate, what, actually is happening in the ad library, that they actually need to like create stuff for specific things for what they've actually have a whole year of testing to figure out what's working and what's not working. So we had a conversation. They came to us and were like, hey, we need to do like all this different rebrand, big shoot. And we were like, that's sick. Let's jump on a call. So like before we even like sign a deal, sign a contract, or even pitch them a certain specific idea, we're like, let's jump on a call. We'll just understand exactly where you guys are coming from. And that's basically a call that happens before a shoot, before anything's signed, where we basically just go, hey, what's a home run look like for you guys? Like, what is going to be the best thing possible for you? Like, we did a shoot for them just over a year ago. Like, it would have been easy just to be like, oh, we'll just kind of do the same thing, but just with like updated packaging and all that good stuff. But instead we were like, let's treat this as if we're starting from like literally square zero. Like, we don't know anything. So we had this great pre-call with them, talking about all the needs, how they've shifted, all of that kind of stuff. And then got the shoot all dialed, did actually a couple calls with different team members, the paid ads team, all of that kind of stuff. Really got the pre-work going, which we've talked about before. And then we had the shoot, and the shoot was incredible. It was so much fun. It was crazy. And yeah, it was really, really good. So then this last week, we've been going through and doing all of our edits, getting all of our footage, really lining it up with
Tell everybody what we're delivering too, just so people have an understanding on what are deliverables.
Yeah. So for us, we're delivering a library of images. So this isn't like a tiny, 30 image campaign. This is like a much higher image count because we're building a full library for them to use for basically the whole year.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Probably 150 150.
Yeah, probably around
150
150 to 200 images.
Yeah.
And then for the video side,
Yeah, we're actually delivering an update to their headline, looping headliner video. So that is a video that is on the top of their website, their header video. When you jump onto their website, immediately the first thing you see is a video that pops up, and it's just showcasing the lifestyle of the people that use this product. It's showcasing the product in use. It's showcasing, like what the product looks like, so you understand what you're buying. So looping header videos are phenomenal if you're a filmmaker. They're really, really good offers because it really sets the tone for the brand when someone lands on your website. And then what we're also doing, so we're updating that because a year and a bit ago, we had actually shot that for the first time and they're still using it. So we said, why don't we update that? So I was shooting video all day on set. And then we're also going to be delivering a lot of the shots that are going into the updated looping header video, going to be delivering those in clip form. So an offer that was not as relevant 10 years ago, that's much more relevant now, is actually giving people clip libraries that are fully like culled. You've cut all the clips and you've colored all of them, but they're just like all individual clips, like 5 to 7 seconds per clip or 3 to 10 seconds.
Yeah, so they can put them together however they want.
So they can
use
those clips and they can use them for ads. They can mishmash them for organic social. They can screenshot stuff and use it for imagery, right? They can put them together and have them on like a trade show, like TV behind like a trade show thing if they have a little booth set up. Like clip libraries are actually a very, very versatile way to give a brand a lot of utility with your content. So we're delivering a looping header update video, and we're also delivering a clip library. And then I also threw in, while we were actually shooting, this was just like a bonus because we love the founder, we love the brand, but while we were shooting, we kind of came up with another idea for like these 5 to 7 second looping videos for their product pages, just for 3 products. And I was like, oh, I'll just throw that in. Like, that'll be super easy. We've already got the footage, and we just like shot 3 intentional things for that. So there's like there's 5 video deliverables specifically, and then there's 30 clips, 3 other little product page videos, and then there's going to be it's just an update to the looping header video.
Needless
and then
to
like
say,
200 photos, which is great.
Needless to say, it's a lot of content, right? It's a lot of stuff to just be kind of hoping we nailed it, right? So what we decided to do was, as we do with many of our clients, we decided to do a content review call before we deliver. So there's a lot of people
Before we get there, can we talk about something else real quick?
Yeah.
Because I think this is like prior to that. So if you want to reduce revisions, you kind of touched on this earlier, but like reducing revisions starts way before you actually shoot, right?
Yeah.
So, Christy, you kind of ran through the timeline of like, we had a call, then we had a call, but like, what are your actual thoughts on having calls prior to the shoot, and what are some of the reasons why you have calls, and what are some of the questions you're really going after to try and find? To make sure that we can set ourselves up for success.
Totally. So I think some of it depends on the shoot of when and exactly you have certain calls at what times and things like that. But everything happens before. Like, I tell people this all the time. I'm like, you're paying me for all the pre-production work. Only like, honestly, 10% is in like the editing and like even the actual shoot day. Like, I literally think 90% of the value, 80% of the value is all what happens before we ever even show up on set. And that is all of the pre-production of getting everything together, but not just that, but the actual strategization that happens with the client before the shoot. Like, it's not just looking at a mood board and going like, okay, check, like you want warm tones, check, like that's it. You actually have to look for use cases, all of that kind of stuff. So what that actually looked like for us was we jump on a call with them. We first of all understand why they're even asking for a campaign in the first place.
Why do you need more photos?
Why do you need more photos? Why do you need more images? It's almost like we're not playing devil's advocate for ourselves, but it is like tell me exactly what's prompting this. And because if it's just like, oh, we just want more images, it's never that, right? There's always a reason why a brand wants to actually go out and spend money and get more content. So,
and what was this brand's reason?
This brand's reason was they were doing a full rebrand of all packaging, and they just needed a refresh, and then also a refresh on the direction of the style in which the company was really going after.
Like the mood and the
they're
vision
shifting.
Of the
they have a
brand
whole year's worth of data and all of that kind of stuff. So just shifting some of the ideal client a little bit. It was basically a full, honestly, kind of rebrand for the entire company.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna come out looking like
big.
somewhat like a rebrand.
It was big.
From
an imagery perspective and a packaging perspective. So it was a really big shift. And so we really got into the nitty-gritty of like, okay, why are we even like changing the packaging? Like, who are we trying to attract with this packaging, and what type of like even other stores are we attracting with this packaging? Anyways, it was a really cool conversation. But I think always asking the question, these are some of our favorite questions, is One, obviously what I just said, where are you using the content? Two, if this was to just be a home run, if you were to snap your fingers and this campaign was perfect and you had everything you need, what would that look like? What would it legitimately look like on the outset of that? And then just all the nitty gritty of everything else. Like literally we build an entire, I use Milanote. We build this entire, what do you even call it? I'm like, it's
we use Notion. We use Notion for our actual like project planning and project management of like, here's the timelines, here's all of our notes and details. And then we use Milanote to actually build out all of our basically like custom mood boards.
Yeah.
So we build out custom mood boards and we build out shot lists inside of Milanote that the client has access to. So like they can approve everything. We build out model forms where it's like, here's like 10 different models that we've already gotten screened. They're available, they're in budget, and they're wanting to do this job. Like pick your top 5 and then we'll actually hire them. So we're doing all of that work for the client.
It's like, I feel like we probably spend, I probably spend 20 hours on my mood board, shot list, everything. It's intense. But it's super valuable because again, we have every shot lined out, knowing that we'll get every single thing that they need for use placements of what they're actually looking for. So anyways, we do all of these pre-production calls with them. We did one before we even signed a contract. And then I think we did 2 or 3 calls with them before the shoot actually happened of like, great, are we going in the right direction? Here's like, 5 different scenes. I think I gave them like 8 different scenes. Okay, out of these 8 scenes, which of the 5 do you like that you want to hone in on? And so that's what we ended up doing. So you kind of do this like, hey, here's the big picture. Now let's hone it in. What do you like the most out of all of this? So it's constant revisions happening the entire process. Like it's not just a revision at the end of delivery. It's a revision even in pre-production, which is super helpful.
Yeah. So that right off the bat, the amount of pre-production work that we do limits so much of the potential risk of a client being unhappy.
Absolutely.
Because we are getting models cleared, checked off on. We're getting scenes, which is like looks, outfits,
all the moments,
locations, moments. All the scenes are getting approved. We're getting a mood board approved. We're getting tones and styling approved.
Models, everything.
All of that is getting approved. So we are limiting our risk to revisions so much prior to the shoot even happening. So if you're someone who's got a lot of revisions, or you're just someone who's nervous about getting a lot of revisions, or you're not getting clients working with you again, take what we are talking about as advice to be implemented, because this is not only something that helps you crush the shoot, it also makes you look super impressive prior to the shoot, and it makes clients say, wow, this is amazing. Like they even said, we've worked with them before, but they were like, wow, this is such a great reminder. They said this, they're like, you guys do so much pre-production work and it's so amazing because it's getting us so excited. So here's the next thing. To help reduce revisions, getting all of the pre-production stuff done really well makes having a client show up on set not scary.
No.
The client was on set for almost 9 hours with us, and it's awesome. A lot of creatives are like, oh, when clients are on set with me, it's horrible. Well, it's because you and them probably have a misalignment on what's actually happening. So the client looks stressed all day.
And
what's prioritized. So the client looks stressed all day, and then you're stressed all day. Okay. So point is when you do all the right pre-production and the client comes on set, they're just showing up because they're stoked to see it unfold, and you're excited to have them see it unfold. Okay. So that's a super important thing. Very, very important. And then Christy, once we actually finish the shoot, we go through a process where you and I start to edit everything. You can see some of that on our screens behind us because we're literally about to wrap it all up. But once we go through a shoot, we don't just go, here's all the content, export, throw it in a folder, throw it in a Pixie set or something, and deliver it totally with a blind email. We are like, hey, client, can you jump on a call? We'd love to do a content review call with you prior to delivering so that if there's anything that you want to see changed, we can make sure it's reflected in all of the content before we deliver it to you. And what this is saying is 2 things. It's saying we don't want to waste your time by delivering to you something that is going to need to get revised multiple times. So the fastest way to figure out if we're on the right track and if we're really on brand with what you want is by getting you on a call and doing live edits. So it doesn't mean you have to go through all 500 photos you're delivering or all 70 photos or all 25 videos you're delivering, but pull out like a couple from each kind of scene or location and just be like, hey, I'm just want to make sure that you're vibing with like the shots here, the speed or the flow or the colors, the mood. Is this enough grain? Is it too much? So getting on a content review call to take an hour to say, first thing you do when you get on a content review call is you say, I am not emotionally attached to this.
Yes.
We will not be offended.
Detach
if you
yourself.
say you want something changed. So fully be honest with us. If you see something you want changed, please voice it. Okay. So first thing we do is we give them permission. We say on a client review call, client review calls, first thing we do is we say, please, please, please make us the target, not us, but our actual work. We are not the enemy. You are not the enemy. The work is the enemy, and we're going to beat up the work.
Yeah,
okay?
you have to come up with a shared goal. Like,
what can we do to make sure that the work is our focus, and I'm not going to take any of this personally.
Yeah.
And what you start to do is the clients go, oh, I love that. That's great. Oh, do you think we could shift that or make that warmer? Or can we speed that up or can we slow that down? And as you start doing live edits, they are so stoked. They're like, this is amazing. Oh my gosh. And then you start to see, okay, I know exactly what they're wanting. I was just slightly off on this, or they love this. Let's double down on that. So that is a massive part of client review calls is making yourself just fully unattached to the emotional side of this is my work. And they might want to change it.
It's also so helpful too. It's not just helpful for the client and just helpful for you of like nailing something, but it's really helpful in managing client expectations as well. Because sometimes when someone's not a photographer or videographer, it's totally makes sense in my mind of like, oh, well, like why isn't this mood board image exactly like this image you're showing me? And like it might be a completely different lighting scenario. One might be an iPhone shot, one's versus your camera. Like there's a lot of variations that happen inside of a scene. And when you're shooting something like that, it can sometimes be frustrating if a client's like, well, I want it to look exactly like this. And when you're on a live edit call or a content review call, you can actually go, hey, let me show you what's possible. And then they start to click in their minds of like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, oh, okay, so yeah, you know what? You did make that a lot warmer. I don't really like that as much. Like, let's push it back to what you had. I actually like how you had it before, right? Like that ends up happening a lot. This is also great if you design websites, like to actually do like live editing with the client.
Anything
like,
we do, brand builds,
first of all,
logo designs,
it gets rid of all the post review stuff of the back and forth and the emails and the trying to read between the lines, and it's horrible. So doing stuff live like that not only gets you guys closer to the same shared goal, but it also gives them perspective on what's actually possible inside of these things, which is really, really cool. And to be honest, you look really freaking impressive. Like on this call, literally, one of the people on the team was looking at Joey's screen and was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't even understand anything on your screen right now, but that's amazing. Like it just is also like a cool trust building.
I don't know how you're doing this. That is so good. Yeah. So that's super important. Christy's right. It makes you look so good. It reduces revisions. It makes a happier client. Yeah. It also really balances client expectations because they'll say, well, I want it to look like this. And sometimes it's like, well, that's not shot in that type of environment. It's shot on a blue sky, sunny day, so I can do my best with this image. Yeah. Let's try and work with it, right? And then they become really reasonable and they get excited about it. So it's super important on client feedback calls, client review calls, that you just fully submit yourself to like whatever the feedback is. I want to hear it. Yeah. Now, I might help you understand your feedback and show you how it's got to be this way.
Or give you a different perspective
or
whatever.
But it's super important to do that. And the last thing that I want to talk about, and we'll wrap up with this, is doing client review calls also leads to more work.
That's
one of the best ways to go from a one-off deal to a retainer deal, or one of the best ways to go from a one project to another project, is by getting the client on the phone, on Zoom, on Google Meets, in person, and showing them the work and saying, hey, I'm delivering on this. I really want to make sure I've nailed it on the head. And what that does is it submits yourself to feedback, and people that are ready to hear feedback are trustworthy, and brands tend to love that. Our clients tend to love that. And you're going to get hired again today. Literally, while we're on the call, we're showing them this content and they go, oh, you know what, guys, like this stuff is so good. We just had some stuff come back from another creative for like a different style of shoot that we were looking for this product. And it's just not really what we thought it was. And we just thought like, we should probably ask you guys, do you think you guys could do that? And so now they're now sending us a shot list today, and we're probably going to get another job out of it. So it's so crucial that client feedback calls, client review calls for content review calls are just such a good idea. If you're not using them, you should be, okay? Yeah. So it's going to help you feel way better when you actually deliver. It's going to reduce so many revisions. It's really going to help you get more deals and more future business. There's no reason why you shouldn't be doing content review calls. No, there's not.
And if you're like, oh, I'm in the wedding industry, like, can this even apply to me at all? Absolutely. Like, I can't tell you, like, the times in my wedding career where, like, I've sent over, I think it's simple as even going, maybe you're not like, oh, let me, like, jump on a call every single time I do an engagement shoot. But, like, let's say for a wedding, like if you send sneak peeks, which you're probably already doing, just attaching even in there, like, hey, let me know what you think of these colors. If there's anything you would like to adjust, please feel free as I'm editing the whole gallery. So I want to make sure it's on par with what you're thinking, right? Even something as simple as that is a great way to show that you really care and that you want to actually work with them. And then absolutely, you could totally do a client revision call for someone on a wedding, like going through, pulling out maybe like 10 different scenes from the wedding, putting it into a little folder in your smart previews and just jumping through 10 images with your client. Like they would love that, right?
That's huge.
And they'll probably just be like, that looks amazing. I don't even care. Like they're going to be so stoked. So I think even just little ways to put that into perspective for your clients is huge.
And the last thing that a client review call, a content review call does, either in the wedding space or in the brand space, is when you end up delivering. If you've already had a content review call where they were like, this is amazing, we love this, it's so good, and they kind of sign off on everything, when you finally deliver all that, if they then come back to you a month later and say, hey, you know what, we don't really like it, you know, it's not really what we thought, you can just go back to the conversation and say, hey guys, like no problem, like I would love to find a way to make this work for you, but you did sign off on this. We had a content review call. You did say it was what you were looking for. So what's changed? You can let me know what's changed, and I'll let you know on my end what I'm going to have to do to meet whatever new expectations you have, and I'll let you know what I'll charge you for that.
Yeah.
So it then takes the awkwardness out of that, because it's like, yeah, you've already signed off on this. We can totally do more work on that project, but I'll let you know what that's going to be, or I'll send an invoice that reflects the new work, right? Or I'll give you an updated estimate or quote. So
absolutely.
It also takes the really awkwardness out of like constantly feeling like clients coming back for revisions and then being like, oh my gosh, I just feel like I'm just getting so overworked by them and I can't charge them any more money. So there's 101 reasons to be doing client content review calls prior to delivering, guys. Hopefully we've convinced you of it today, but hopefully you guys are having an awesome day. Let us know also what you think we should do with this office. We've been redoing our office piece by piece over the last couple of years.
Yeah, any office experts out there, hit us up.
It's been a very slow process. Christy and I are totally the type of people where it's like, good enough is good enough.
Yeah.
And like even like monitors, like neither of us had been working on monitors until
and they're like LG monitors, like they're not like
these are
super
Costco monitors.
fancy.
Actually, they're great monitors, but
they are
like
great.
From Costco. But point is, we've started to like slowly make some new pieces towards the office that we're pretty stoked on. This desk has been awesome. We got a new setup for this desk and a few other things, but we need to put some stuff on that wall, and we need to probably put. If you got a good chair
recommendation, this is what I'm actually. This is honest. I need a chair that will go up to standing height because Joey likes to stand all the time, and I just want to sit. So I'm like, I just need something that goes up high, but also goes low.
We decided to go for, we opted, and we actually might be doing a longer piece of content on this because a lot of you guys are interested in this, but we decided to opt for an L-shaped desk that we could both be working at. It was kind of the only thing that would fit in this room that would allow us to both work and also have the ability to have room still and turn this into a place where we can film podcasts and all that fun stuff. So the L-shaped desk has been great, but it's one piece. So the challenging part is when Christy's like, I want to sit, and I'm like, I want to stand.
It's a team effort at the desk situation right now. So got to get a standing sitting. But
anyways, let us know if you've got some good office inspo or you've seen a video recently you love, because we need to get some stuff on our walls. We need to figure out what's going on. Help a sister out over here. Really make it a little bit more homey. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have a friend who you know always struggles with revisions, send them this video. Would love for you to help them out as well. And shoot us a DM on Instagram. If this was helpful to you, just shoot us a DM. And don't forget, if you've not yet gotten the Creative Rise pricing calculator, whether you're in the wedding space or in the brand space, the photo space, the video space, the Creative Rise pricing calculator is free. Link in the description, and it's going to help you a lot, which is really cool. But guys, we'll catch you next week. Hopefully this is great, and we'll see you then.
Bye, guys.